Okay, so run me through this. So what were you thinking for like the team comps?
Hmm.
So like what's
Um,
the win condition here that we're looking at for our team?
I think we have to end early, and
With
yeah,
what exactly?
w- in
Team
Kog'Maw
fight,
will.
team fight split
Ah,
push,
okay,
pick siege.
okay. Yeah, I would think it's hard. Ilaoi is the team fight champion, or like she wants to fight against many people.
Sure.
Xerath wants to poke them down, but it will be hard against the Yumi.
Right.
And Lucian and Thresh, well, Thresh wants to catch someone, and Lucian
Right.
has good all in on bot
You know
lane.
what I
But
think? I think your win condition is pick because there's no other strong win condition. Like you have a bit of split push here, you have a bit of like siege here, you have a bit of pick here, maybe a bit of pick here, like maybe a bit of team fight, etc. There's really no strong win condition,
mm,
and for that reason, it makes more sense in that case to play towards like pick because first of all, um, these two champions are very good at picking. First of all, same for Jarvan. Jarvan is also really good at picking. He can get picks with his Q with his EQ combo. Um, Illaoi is really strong as a split pusher. She's not really that much of a team fighter as she is a split pusher.
okay.
So it makes more sense for her to side lane. So in this case, picking is really the only thing we got here. Like, sure, we could team fight if you go for some frontline items. You could, for example, go for Cinderhulk Jarvan into like Gargoyle Stoneplate. That is an option that you can go for. But if we look at their team, what are they strong at? What is it that they
Mm.
excel at?
Well, bot lane team fighting in late game.
Right?
Mm, Lee Sin is good at picking out people too.
And he can
So
also peel. He can also peel with his
or
ult.
peel, yeah.
Um,
Silas, yeah, I don't know. He's good in 1v1 or
I
I
think
don't really
he
know.
I think he the thing with Silas is that he is a really strong team fighter
Ah, okay.
with the right ultimate.
Ah, yeah.
Um and also on top of that he's just really tanky. He can deal a lot of damage with Conqueror. So he heals for a ton. So he functions as sort of like a damage dealer but also like as a frontline, an initiator.
Mm,
So these two champions provide peel. They function as peel because Zen has his ult, Lee has his ult. They both can peel, and they peel for the Kog'Maw. And this combination works really good for team fighting. Very, very, very good. Kog'Maw outscales Lucian because the more
yeah,
items
I
he
know.
gets,
Yeah, I know.
plus lethal tempo. I mean, it's not even close. Lucian gets outscaled. There's nothing Lucian can do in the late game
Yeah,
against the Kog'Maw, especially with a Yumi. Like
yeah.
there's nothing you can do. So now, what are the key players here on both teams? Like, what players on our team require the most gold?
I think Lucian
Lucian
and
and
Ilaoi maybe.
right. Um, the reason why it's not Xerath is because yes, Xerath is very, very useful. He's very, very useful for poking, getting a lot of damage out. But we have to consider that we want the enemy to be separated so that they can never team fight as a group against all of us. And the way that we do that is we try to pull their attention away from us, and the way we do that is we focus on our Ilaoi.
Yeah.
So if we can focus on the Alawi, we can get her ahead. She can get to a point where she can basically 1v3 or even 1v4, depending on how strong she is. And if she can do that, then it's very likely that we'll have a very fair shot at winning the game. Because then,
Okay.
if she pulls the attention to one side of the map, we can then focus all of our attention on the other side. And by doing that, we are now separating ourselves, which is what we want. We want to separate because if we group, we play into the team fight of the enemy. And if you, for example, if you try to play team fight as Jarvan, yes, you can go for frontline items, but what's going to end up happening is that if you go for an EQ ult combo, Lee Sin is going to word jump in front of Kog'Maw, then he's going to ult you away. Xin Zhao is going to stand around Kog'Maw as well, so if Thresh tries to like go in for a hook, Xin is going to block it, then he's going to use his ult, and there's nothing that you can really do to get to Kog'Maw. You can't really catch Kog'Maw out with this kind of peel. This peel is very, very strong. So, team fight is almost hopeless.
Yeah, I noticed that in this game.
Yeah, it's almost hopeless. There's nothing you can do. There's no way you can get to this guy. They have way too much peel, way too many ways to actually prevent you from doing anything. And also Sylas has 1, 2, and also 3 ults that he can grab. It makes it like it doesn't make okay. He can go for Jarvan ult, and that's fine because then he can stack everyone. So that's also a good ult. But I think Sylas is mostly going to be looking to grab Lucian's or Thresh ult because those give the most damage. But anyway, point is, you're looking to snowball top and you're looking to snowball bot because you want to delete these guys from the game. If you can destroy these two that are the key, this is the key player, and also I believe this guy is also the key player.
Who do you think has pressure on top lane early?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's Xin Zhao versus Ilaoi. I would say that early on in the early levels, Xin Zhao has more pressure on Ilaoi.
Okay.
So if we can snowball that lane, at that point Xin Zhao can't really do anything because after level 6, Xin Zhao stops being able to do anything to Ilaoi. Because the only way that Xin Zhao can ever touch Ilaoi is if he goes into melee range. But if Ilaoi uses her ult, then it's kind of GG. Because at that point, Xin Zhao has to use his ult, but then that means that now he can't touch Ilaoi anymore. And at that point, there's nothing he can do.
And even if he goes in, his ult won't...
Exactly, it won't block anything.
Away.
It won't block anything. So the interaction just...
It's really bad for him.
Yeah, it's really bad for him after level 6. It's very one-sided to Ilaoi's favor. Very, very one-sided. So if you snowball this matchup, at that point, Xin Zhao can't do anything. Because the only way he can ever deal damage is if he goes in. And Ilaoi wants her enemy to go in on her in melee range. Okay. Because that's when she can hit all of her tentacles at once.
And who do you think has pressure bot side?
I think Lucian Thresh, obviously, because they will have more pressure with Thresh hooks, way more damage early game. It's going to be... However, it depends on how they play. Again, we are playing in gold, so it's fair to assume that there are going to be mistakes on both sides. So it's not... We can't really assume perfect play here. But what I would say is that... we have to be careful of Kog'Maw's lethal tempo because that's really the reason why he has any kind of agency at all in the early game.
Okay.
So if he gets a good fight with lethal tempo, then he's probably going to be able to like deal a lot of damage, and that's going to be bad for us. So we have to really focus our attention on snowballing top and bot, not so much mid. We're not really looking to do much mid lane.
Yeah.
we're investing all of our money into these two. So
Yeah, okay.
and of course, like I said, uh, really the enemy's just gonna like the Lee Sin and the Xin Zhao. They're both just gonna become like they're just gonna become peel bots, and that's it. There's not much else to it. I'm gonna skip forward to when the game starts. There we go. Okay, nice. Did you commentate during the game?
No, no, no.
Okay, you didn't. Okay.
I just told them in chat I will be top or mid level 3, and she has to take care of X in level 2 since it's strong.
Oh, I noticed something. You see that they arrived early? That means he started on top side.
Yeah.
So, okay. Think to ourselves here. Lee versus Jarvan. J4.
Yeah.
Okay. Who wins in this situation?
I feel like it depends. It's I think in the first like two I don't really know. I think it's pretty even.
Okay.
I have the feeling it's even.
It's only even, I would say, if you land the EQ. If he dodges the EQ, then he wins.
Yeah.
Now think of Lee Sin's game plan here. What are his key players out of the three lanes?
Lane,
Mid lane
mid lane,
and bot lane. Okay. So what he wants to do, what is his pathing gonna be now? If we know that
he will go red, blue, Gromp, then look for gank or do crap.
Exactly. He's literally gonna be on the bot side. So
yeah.
Now think to yourself, how can we, as the Jarvan, outpath the Lee Sin?
In this game, I went red into blue into Gromp, then looked top lane, and yeah.
Okay, there's another option. No, because we don't know. We do not know if he'll start red or blue as Lee Sin, but we can assume he starts red. We can assume this.
Yeah.
And we can also assume that he starts this 99% of the time because we know that the bot side is where he wants to be. So actually, you made a mistake here in terms of pathing, because if we know he's always going to start here, we know for a fact that we don't want to start on the blue. Plus, you have to factor in the top matchup here and the bot matchup. What's the difference between our Thresh and Lucian arriving early to lane and getting the tempo on level 2 versus arriving late and they do not have the tempo on level 2? What's the
they
difference?
Can't push for level 2. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's very significant if you think about it from a matchup standpoint.
True. That's true.
So this is kind of the thing with leashing. Leashing comes with a side effect of having one of your side lanes being forced to sacrifice a bit of pressure on level 2. And that can sometimes actually make or break the whole matchup.
Yeah.
It can sometimes lead to the difference between getting the first blood and losing, essentially. Yeah. It depends a lot on what kind of matchup we're in, though. For example, for top lane, we're in a matchup where it's very one-sided in the early levels. Xin Zhao is almost always going to have the pressure on the Illaoi. She's not going to be able to do much anyway, so she can't really fight for level 2. You know what I mean? It's not really
Mm.
possible to do that. So at that point, if she leashes, it's not going to impact the matchup because she's going to lose level 2 anyway to a Xin Zhao. So
So I should look for counter gangs bot lane, or
that's
what are
right.
you?
That's correct.
Okay,
That's
okay.
correct. Because the only two key players here on the enemy team are Silas and Kog'Maw Yumi. And if literally those are the only two, and Lee Sin knows this, he knows for a fact, or at least we can assume, we should assume that he knows for a fact that top lane is literally just dead weight. If he invests gold into top lane, he would literally have to make Xin Zhao so fed that a level 6 power spike from Illaoi doesn't matter. And that's
Mm,
very unrealistic. You know what I mean?
mm,
That
yeah.
that's very unrealistic. Like you're not gonna be able to snowball a Xin Zhao that hard. Like that's not realistic. Um, so at that point, it makes more sense to counter
I
gank.
I just felt like Lee Sin is not a real threat to our bot lane because a Thresh can easily appeal, and
Sure, but then you have to also think about what are Lee Sin's other options if it's not bot lane? He can't
yeah, mid
snowball
lane.
top. I mean, okay, yeah, exactly, mid lane. That's the only option. But
If
yeah,
like in my mind, when I know he is at his blue going into river, I can ping mid lane to go back, and then they will be safe. Like I just think if they know he will come, I don't need to be mid lane because he will just waste his time then.
okay, okay, okay. I see what you mean. But do you understand my reasoning for like,
Yeah,
yeah,
true, yeah. I totally agree.
yeah. So I think it's better to start on blue because we
Yeah,
know that the top lane
yeah,
matchup is not impacted by leashing. We know that bot lane is heavily impacted by leashing because if Lucian Thresh doesn't get level 2 first, that kind of ruins the tempo of the matchup. It makes it less risky for the Kog'Maw and Yumi
yeah,
because they can get the level 2 prio.
yeah, okay.
Hence, like I said, we start blue. Now, what we could do to salvage this whole situation is we can go red-blue into Raptors, then into bot lane gank. And this is
But
this is no.
but
Listen, I
the
know.
problem is I'm only level 2 if I
Right,
go
right, 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 right. You can
okay.
you can also go red, blue, wolves, and then you go for Raptors. Like as
Okay.
okay. Point is my point here is that now we're getting into more advanced jungling.
Okay.
I don't know if this is. I don't know if. Obviously, this is like perhaps not the most like applicable thing. Like you don't have to think this far into the game. However, I just want to show you that this thing exists. So
Okay.
essentially, we all know where each jungler starts on the map. Like it's very easy to deduce where the enemy jungler started. You just have to look at what lane showed up early, what lane showed up late. And then you can see that
Mm,
bot lane showed up early, top lane showed up late, meaning that
yeah.
he leashed top lane. So we know that Lee Sin started here. We know that Lucian Thresh leashed for us. They can see that, so they know that we started on red, right? That's the
Yeah.
common like factor here. We all know, or at least we can assume that everyone knows where the other jungler started. Okay? We
Mm.
start out with that. Now think to yourself, what do they expect you to go from red?
Red into blue into grump into bot or top or mid.
Right, they expect you to do that.
Yeah.
What if you then did this more inefficient path, but it was more unpredictable? You go for red, blue, wolves, and then you go for the bot side.
Yeah.
What would then happen? They would assume what? What would they still assume?
I'm top side.
Yes, they would assume you're top side. However, you know that they are going to think that you're top side, and you know for a fact Lee Sin is going to think, oh, this is a free bot lane gank. I can just go for it, and there's no way he can counter gank me here.
Yeah.
And at that point, bam, you just went against his expectation, and you out-jungled him by going for the more unexpected option, where you take the red and blue, but then all of a sudden you path back into the same side that you started on. Therefore, it's more inefficient for farming. However, it is more efficient in terms of the opportunities that you gain from it, because now you are making it uncertain. You're making your pathing very uncertain. If they assume that you're topside, now they know for a fact that they can like go for like bot side uncontested. But if you know that they will think that, you can then go against that, and then you can path back to the bot side, thereby gaining huge amounts of opportunities, because now the enemy is operating under the assumption that you are not bot side, but because you are bot side, now you can actually get counter gank opportunities. You can go for all of these things that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten if you didn't start on the bot side. And so there is actually merit to starting on the bot side if you think about it from that perspective, because then you operate under uncertainty. You put the enemy into a state of like confusion. They don't know like where you are, and that's the reason why you would start bot side. But from like a lower level perspective, it's better to start on the top side than transitioning into the bot side, because it makes more sense that way from just like a low level perspective. Like if you think about it from the perspective of I know that they will not think this far into the game, so I don't really have to go for the higher level option. I can just go for the more like low, the less big brain option, and just go for like that instead. But just so you are aware, there is actually merit to starting on. By the way, you should place the E here.
Yeah.
Or like actually you should place it on the blue so it finishes them off. But yeah, my point is there is merit to what you were doing. However, I can assume at least that you didn't think that far when you were doing this. So
no,
you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like yeah.
Well, I thought about like what we discussed first. He will start red, then go into bot side, then
Right.
I top side and can make a counter gank.
Right.
Not counter gank. Is it right? Counter gank.
What do you mean? You mean he's gonna go bot side, but then you can gank top side.
Yeah.
That's a counter pressure. It's not.
Oh, okay.
Counter pressure. Counter pressure refers to you know that they will pressure one side, so you pressure the other side, because you know that if they invest, let's say that they invest 4 people on this side, then you know that they only have 1 person here maximum.
Yeah.
So if you know this, then you can invest 4 people here, knowing that you will have the advantage. And that would be better than going 4 people topside, because then it would be 5v4, which is more even. It's more evenly balanced in terms of numbers advantage. But this is heavily one-sided in our favor, because 4 people are always going to be able to beat 1 person.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the point here. So yeah.
So I decided to counter gank, not counter gank, to evade his jungle, because Ilaoi just...
Yeah. Here we want to left click on him to see what he has, and we can see that he has blue and he also has the red.
Yeah.
And we should also tab as soon as we see him. Do you tab or do you not tab?
I don't know. Sometimes I do.
You need to tab. Every time that you see the enemy jungler, tab. Check farm. We know that he took red and blue, right?
Yeah, I knew he would. He's now probably done 3 camps. Like,
right.
I also pinged the Xerath to just back off, because I knew he would gank, but he didn't, and he died.
Right. This is 4 farm, this is 4 farm, so we have 8 farm. He probably has 12, so that's 1 extra camp. We can assume that he took wolves. most likely.
Nah, he took Grump.
Oh, he took Grump? You sure?
Otherwise he wouldn't be level 3.
Oh, right. No, actually, no. He wouldn't be level 3 from Wolves. No, actually, you're right. Yeah. So it's red, blue, Grump. Yeah.
Grump, yeah, and now he will do crap. I think.
Yeah. No, he's probably gonna do crab. Most likely. It's nice that we do this. However, I would have liked if you F keyed here. I feel like you need to use F keys more whenever you're farming. Especially when you use all of your abilities, because when your abilities are on cooldown, all you really have to do is just attack, move, and then while you are moving, like in the time it takes to make this move, you F key to like, in this case, it would be F2. You would do F2 to Xerath. To check on like the wave state. Where is Silas pushing? Is he pushing towards us? Is the wave in the middle? Is it not moving anywhere? You could also check on bot lane to see what's going on there. Like how's the situation going on there? Because it looks like things are going pretty bad for us, since Lucian and Thresh are pretty low HP. So again, we have to get this into a habit of F keying and checking the map, checking what's going on. Because we're missing a lot of opportunities by not looking at the map in a situation. Okay. Here we should most likely recall. Why do we recall here?
Because, yeah.
We know he's gonna go for Raptors.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What side is he gonna be on?
Now he's on top side, but
right.
he will go bot side.
Will he go bot side immediately, or what will he do before that?
No, he will first check for his Krugs, but they aren't up.
Right. He will check for his Krugs. Or, alternatively, he will go for Raptors, then he will recall, then he will maybe go back here, or he will go back to bot side.
Yeah.
So, but we can assume that he's going to go back here. So, in around 40 seconds, he's going to be on the bot side.
Yeah.
Now think to yourself, 40 seconds. How much is a recall?
8.
8. So we have 32 seconds now. Like if we subtract 8 from this, we have 32 seconds. 32 seconds is enough for us to travel to Krugs, then go to bot instantly.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah. I am just well, but yeah, our bot lane will recall to. Or are they recalling now?
No, they're not. They're on their tower.
Oh.
Kog'Maw Yuumi are pushing on the turret.
Okay.
My point is, this is another thing we can do. If we know that they are on top side with their jungler,
yeah, I know.
We can use this piece of information to know how much time we have to gank the opposite side. Again, this goes back into counter pressure. You know that he's going to be on this side, so you will now counter pressure the other side of the map, knowing he's not going to be able to respond in time. Does that make sense?
I feel like, but I'm not sure if we would win actually on bot side.
Well, we're not sure. Why is the reason? Why are we not sure?
Because like our bot lane is losing 2v2, and
do we know if they're losing? Maybe it's even. Maybe Kog'Maw's HP is this much. Maybe it's literally this much that he has left. How we can't know that unless we F key. Which goes back to what I was saying earlier. We have to F key. The minimap is not enough for a jungler. It's not enough. You have to see everything. You have to see every piece of information. Where is the wave pushing on top lane? Where's the wave pushing on mid lane? Where's the wave pushing on to bot lane? All of that information is essential because it gives us better decisions. We can make better calls.
Yeah.
But we can assume that if Lucian Thresh are low, then we can also assume that Kog'Maw should also be around like at least below 50% HP, right? It's fair
Yeah.
to assume. So in this situation, we should have recalled. On top of that, why would this be a mistake?
Well, you are gonna tell me that I have no camps left on top side,
Exactly.
but
We-
but the Grump is respawning, so
Okay, okay. Fair point. Fair point. Have you kept track of that? You know, it's
yeah,
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I first started backing, but then I realized my Grump is
Okay, let me just fact check just so I can see. Okay, you took it at, let's see here,
230.
225. Okay, 225. So you okay, 225. Actually, yeah. Okay, okay, fair point. All right, you beat me to it. All right then. Nice. Nice. You're keeping track of your camps. I like that. That's a good change. Good. I like it. I like it. All right. So we path into Raptors. Bot lane is looking really Pepega. And now we know for a fact. We know that after Raptors he recalls, right? And then he goes into bot side. Right?
Yeah.
Now, after we know he recalls and goes back into bot side, where is he currently? Right now. Where is he right now? Where can we assume he is?
At Grump likely. I don't know.
Wolves? I would say he
Wolves,
is at
okay.
Wolves. Because
Okay.
usually what Lee Sin or that it depends on what kind of champion you're playing, but if you're
Yeah.
playing Jarvan and Lee Sin, I know this is very common. Um, what you will do when you go out of Fountain and you go into the bot side, if you know that your
Yeah,
wolves are
he
up,
will queue over there. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jarvan. He would E and Q,
Mm.
and it's the same exact thing on the bot side. Jarvan would
True.
just EQ,
Yeah.
and that's how he would like path if he goes into the top side. So that's very common for both Lee Sin, Rek'Sai, Jarvan, and those kind of junglers that have that kind of mobility to reach into the wolves. So I think he is on wolves right now because that's his fastest path into like clearing camps. Now he's probably done with wolves. So where he is now, where
He will run to Crab, I assume.
right?
Oh.
Oh, he already took crab.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
What does that mean?
He's bot side.
Right,
Maybe
but
he's trying to gank bot lane now.
think to yourself even further. What does this mean? He must have cleared crab earlier. So that must mean that around now is when he has cleared crab. So where is
Yeah.
he going now?
Grump
Right.
or yeah.
So his path must have been he went to Raptors, he cleared Raptors, then he recalls. Then he went straight to crab, then he goes Grump, and after he goes Grump, where does he go next?
Bot lane because they've pushed now.
Right. Correct. Or he goes Wolves, then he goes bot lane. Or he
Yeah.
goes Wolves, then he goes top side, but then he's probably gonna gank first before going to Krugs. Like that's like he has very few options, and you also have to factor in top lane is gonna be pushing in because Xin Zhao is alone in lane, so he's gonna push
Yeah.
into the Illaoi. So there's no ganks here for Lee Sin.
Yeah.
The only possible ganks are mid or bot.
Yeah.
So now we know this. We know all of these pieces of information from seeing that crab having died. We know all of this. So now he is on wolves, most likely, because we don't see him on bot lane, so we can assume he's there. I like that you help him. That's very good. You escort the wave, and therefore you give him like safety to recall. Good. I like that. Oh, of course here, since you are on the bot lane and there's no gank opportunity mid, you would just F key here and you would just check what's going on. You would you would just check on the wave to see what's going on. I think it's probably slow pushing into Kog'Maw, and that's what's currently happening. Oh, we see now that they're pulling him in. Oh shit. Oh my god, why aren't you pathing over there instantly? Holy shit. This is oh my god. Oh, that felt bad. If you would have come earlier, I think we could have actually turned that around and gotten an extra kill. Ah, whatever. I would another optimization here. Q over the wall, even if you don't have the E, because if you Q the wall, the red will pull up.
Come to me,
Exactly, and then you can clear it faster.
Yeah.
So this is just another way to optimize things. You would do the same thing if you were standing here or like just above
raptors,
just above here, above the wall to the side. You would queue into the raptors to pull them in here by the time that you come around the corner, and then you would.
And then I can kite right to the bush.
Exactly, exactly. Same thing with Krugs as well. Same thing with wolves. Whenever you're like walking around the terrain, you want to pull it in towards you as you're walking towards it. So these are just ways to optimize and shave off a few seconds off of your clear time. Right. So now we're here, back on the top side again, where we obviously do not want to be because Kog'Maw is currently winning. I want to see this. How many items does he have? Oh shit. This is looking... Oh my god, this is looking bad. Same farm by the way, and he has better scaling. Oof. Oof. Yeah, we're not doing too hot. Okay. But are you learning a lot from this? Are you learning a lot?
Yeah, I feel like if you try to explain something, I get it fast, but then you explain it like you over-explain it, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Because I got it already, and then.
Oh, okay. You mean like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm trying to like make it very clear so that there's like zero confusion, zero possible like chance that you don't understand it. Oh my god.
That's like an ego thing. I didn't want him to get that.
Fuck you. That's literally all it comes. That's literally all it was. Fuck you. There was no intelligence behind it. It was just fuck you. I want this.
It's just pure tilt. Like everything is going bad. I just want. Give me just that. Like,
yeah. Fuck you. I have this. Can't take this away from me. You can win the game, but fuck you. I have this, Gromp.
This is my Gromp.
Okay. Alright. Cool. This is fucking risky business, but okay. We managed to get it anyway. That's fine. Okay, hopefully we get some... Okay, we don't get anything. We don't get anything out of that. Alright. You know what I would do? I would be a fuck. I would just be
a F4? Or...
No, I would just be a fuck and I would re-gank again.
Yeah, I did that, I think.
I would just fuck pathing, just do the most absurd thing ever and just re-gank as if you can do it again. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. This is so dirty. This is so dirty.
I don't know why he's running circles, but I guess. Oh my god.
I have no idea what the solution is smoking, but I want some.
But I just know now why they lost the lane.
Oh yeah, I knew way before. Oh, I knew way before. Oh my god. Whew. Jesus. Okay. Alright, so we recall because we know that we want to save raptors, so that's good. Good option.
Bot lane is going back, so I will do raptors red and then
Right. That makes sense. Oh, here they come around. Oh my lord. Oh my Jesus. Whew. Wow. Wow, that actually worked. That actually worked.
Calculated.
That actually worked. Okay. Whatever. I'm just going through the rest of the VOD because we've most of the things that are mistakes here for the rest of the VOD are just the same thing repeated over again. So I don't think we need to go over the same concepts again and again and again. Like you said, I don't want to over explain something.
Yeah.
So we'll just skip through the rest of the VOD, see if there's anything else that's new. Oh. Okay.
I didn't want to start it, but
Oh my god, don't start it. Oh
yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, that's
Just back off, let him die. Okay. Alright. We should have let the Thresh die.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But from that I just felt like it's lost, like I don't know.
I mean,
The
yeah.
shutdown is good, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, we didn't snowball bot lane hard enough, so Kog'Maw kind of gets now to his items.
Can you watch that, like the whole thing, please? I just want you to feel the pain I did. Is there
Are you
just
seriously? Okay, you're sadistic. Wow, you're so sadistic.
Holy fucking... It's just, and she still helps him.
Oh my god, no, please don't tell me oh my lord. Oh.
Like and I shouldn't like tilt from that. How can I not tilt from that? Like I
just okay.
Fucking...
You know how you don't tilt from that? You just don't look. You don't look. Look.
That's why I don't use F keys.
Okay. Okay. Fair point. You have a good argument. There is some pain involved with using F keys. I have to admit. But sometimes the information you get out of looking here is so useless and so painful that you don't even have to look.
Yeah.
You could have just looked away.
Yeah.
Just that time you could have looked away. You did not have to see what was going on. Okay.
It's pure desperation, by the way.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, if you're gonna go for this, please pull it out. You can actually pull this out to the blue entrance.
Yeah. But I just wanted to wait for Lee to queue in because I knew he would.
Are you serious? Yeah. Thresh and Jarvan. We can take Herald. No, this is possible. Okay, we don't have to look any further. That was just oof and doof. Okay, let's just look on the next. Um, okay.
That's a pretty entertaining game, to be honest. I played that good in the beginning, but I don't know why we lost at the end.
Okay, just quickly run me through the like team comp, key players,
Okay,
where we should be.
yeah. Na has pressure early, will push Nessus in. Just has to farm. Echo should win the first 2 levels versus Viger, but can't really do anything because of his cage.
Sure. Bot lane.
And bot lane, yeah, it's if they don't get hooked, they win. If if Braum hits his Qs, and if they get hooked, yeah, well, if Jinx get hooked, they get fucked.
Yeah, okay. But what of the team comp? Like, what are we good at?
We are good at, well, Nas good at splitting.
Neko is also
Echo is good at catching.
but he's also good at splitting it too.
Yeah.
Okay. And for the rest of us, we have pretty good team fight.
And I have a good catch, or?
Yeah, you have a good catch. Yeah. So I think this is actually a very, very good split push comp. And the reason why I say that is because we have 2 split pushers, Echo and Nasus. But we also have Disengage and Peel, plus Wave Clear.
Yeah.
We have the Wave Clear with Jinx, because she will go Runans. We have Peel with Braum and Zac, so we have tons of ways to play the 1-3-1. Like, this 3 is very, very safe. And that's very good for Nasus and Echo, because then they can split push very well. And they don't have to worry about us. So our win condition is split push. Now, what about the enemy? What is their win condition?
I guess they want to team fight.
Team fight. Okay, nice. Yeah, no, I agree. So team fight, split push. Cool. And what are the key players? Who needs the most gold for split push?
I feel like Echo, because Nessus will he will just scale.
Right, but he scales based on levels or based on items?
Based on his Q, I would.
Well, yeah, yes.
Course,
But his Q is impacted by what stat? What is the stat that impacts his Q?
His items.
CDR. He needs CDR, so he needs the CDR items in order to maximize his Q stacks. So he actually does need gold. He actually does need more gold than, for example, Jinx does.
Yeah.
If we specifically look at split pushing, if it was team fighting, it would be different, because then it's Jinx, she's an ADC, she requires way more gold than Nasus. But if we're specifically looking into the split push, these 2 are the lanes we want to focus on. Okay, now what about the enemy? What are their key players for team fighting?
Like Ashe and Viger.
There we go. Okay, these 2. So that's it. We now know what their win condition is. We know what the key players are. So what should our game plan be?
I would say start bot side and then transform
into
top or mid gank.
And why do we start on bot side exactly?
Because yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just say again because I'm top level 3, but I
You're right. Yeah. And also, yes, you're top level 3, but also on top of that, how does that affect bot lane? Does it affect bot lane in any way?
Not really.
Not really. No. And so they will still lose level 2 because they have Braum. Braum is not very good into Thresh. Specifically because Thresh has way more wave clear. Ashe has way more wave clear early on. So they will probably get level 2 no matter if you leash or if you don't leash.
Yeah.
So in that situation, it makes sense to start on bot side, doubly because we get to be on the top lane on level 3, and or top side, we get to also just let Jinx and Braum do something useful for us, even though it's not gonna do anything for their lane. So yeah. Okay, cool. Now we know all we need to know. So start on bot side, go to top side, and then you repeat gank Nasus and Echo over and over again until they get ahead.
The problem with Echo gank is Veigar Cage just cucks me.
Right.
It's just...
However, how can we play around that?
We bait it out and then gank.
Exactly. What you can do is you maximize your jump. You maximize you put more points.
I always do that with Zac.
Right. What you do is you fake gank. You will go for a gank with your E, and then you will back off immediately. He will most likely just impulsively use his cage for no reason, and then after that, you know that it's gonna be on a I believe it is a 20-second cooldown. I think you're right. Let me just fact check this so we know.
In the early levels, at least.
Right, in the early levels. It is a 18-second cooldown. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
18 seconds. So 18 seconds. So we know that if we gank him, and if our E is low enough cooldown, we'll be able to gank again in a short amount of time. And then after that, we can then get a kill. However, with that in mind, that's a lot of time that we have to invest just to gank one lane. So in my mind, what I'm thinking is it makes more sense to go for top lane because top lane is way easier. Like ganking a Gnar versus Nasus. Nasus can just lay down his Wither. and then the Gnar can't move.
Yeah, true.
Okay, I like the spicy blue start on the enemy side.
It doesn't end here.
Oh my god, you are greedy as hell. You okay? I respect it.
Like the Lee.
I respect it. I respect it.
Because I just thought Kayn will most probably clear red side first.
You know what? This is another. Why do we walk like this when we can walk like this? What is the shortest path?
I thought down is the shortest, but I didn't want him to see me.
But we have a ward. We could see him here.
Yeah, I just thought he will like kite upwards and then he can see me.
Did we see him earlier?
I think.
No, we didn't.
No? Okay, then I will have... No, there.
Yeah, we saw him
there.
Already after we pathed to the upper.
No. Can you go back again? Where I did the grump. There. Oh. There, I saw him.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, fine, whatever. You win this round.
Yeah.
you win this round. I would have looked on Veigar just to see if he is gankable. This could be a possible level 2 gank, but
yeah,
we don't have to count on it.
I was scared like he will invade my red and just fuck me because I'm...
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yes. Makes sense. I would look on top. Because now that you're moving between a camp, you have time here to look at like what's going on top lane. That's it.
Okay.
Just checking through to see what's going on. Oh my god, that feels so bad. Jesus, I did not know. I thought that actually it doesn't go through. I was thinking to myself, maybe they changed it so that Zac's jump still goes through, but he gets stunned at the end. Oh shit! Oh my god, you almost Oh, you misclicked on him.
Yeah, I thought I can queue again the minion because I didn't play him much. I
Oh,
didn't
no. I
click
think
it.
I think
Yeah,
what you have to do is you have to auto attack a minion.
yeah, auto attack. It is
Yeah.
auto attack, but I first thought in my head I have to queue again. I think it
Ah.
was like this earlier.
Yeah.
I think.
I think they changed it because
Yeah, I think too.
yeah, because I think the reason why they changed it was that Zack's gank was way too powerful
Yeah,
with the fact that he could do a long range Q. Because then at that point it like there was like no drawback. He could just
yeah.
fling you back whenever he wanted to. Um. Right. So now we're going to top lane. Ah, no, not bot side. That's not where we want to be. There's nothing here. There's no opportunities here. See what I mean?
Mm,
Now there is an argument though. There is an argument though. You can go like this. You can go wolves and then you can go into raptors, and then from raptors you can go like this.
mm. I don't know what I thought at this moment. I don't.
I don't think drakes are possible.
No.
That's for sure. I think drakes are not possible with Jinx Braum at this stage with these items. I don't think it's possible. Disgusting.
Snack is pretty fun.
He is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, baby. Jesus Christ. What am I seeing?
So since I know he goes spot side now, I can recall and look for a counter gank bot lane, or
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
okay, yeah. He's on red.
Yeah, he's on red. Now he's on Krugs. Because he cleared Krugs, so we can assume he's there. So now you should clear vision. Please use your red trinket. My god. This... I don't know if I should be impressed by this. I'm not sure. I think I am actually impressed. Because this tells me that you were cognizant that he is on bot side and that he's going to go for this.
At this moment, I was pretty impressed by myself too, because I just wanted to see him like mentally dying, and I knew he was going bot side because I was top side and I was in the middle, and I just thought he would think, okay, at least I can maybe gank bot lane.
Right.
I just wanted to see him
suffer.
Die.
Jesus Christ, you're sadistic.
That's what League does to me. I don't know. It's the game.
You live off of seeing other people suffer.
But only in League.
Only in League. Only in League.
Only
nothing
in
else.
League.
Yeah.
No.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I'm impressed. I'm impressed by this. This means that you were cognizant that he is going to path bot side, and you were then able. Actually, I wouldn't have gone for that. That he was already dead.
I should have gone for Ash. Yeah.
That is the only critique that I have of this.
Yeah.
Everything else was very fine. I was pleased with the result. I was pleased with um the thing that you were doing, because this requires understanding what the enemy is thinking. And if you're able to actually think ahead like you did right there, you were 2 steps ahead of him. That to me shows that you were definitely like very much like thinking about what you were doing. So yeah. Oh my god, what am I fucking seeing? Oh my
The problem,
Jesus!
look at the echo. Look at the echo. He fucking sold me. He
Oh!
fucking sold me. And then I went into the tower, which is tragic. But I wouldn't have died if the echo just like let him die. Why would he flash into the tower if he's already dead?
Brom already ignited him. I don't understand.
Mm,
That's
me
also
either. But
that like I noticed this a lot. There's a lot of moments where like players they just go for the fuck you play.
yeah,
They just go for the nah fuck you. This is bad, but I still do it anyway because I despite you.
yeah, I do this pretty often. But only if I'm losing, and not if I'm winning.
Oh, nice. Okay. Right, right, etc., etc., etc. I assume the game is pretty much over.
Yeah, I thought that too, but we lost.
What the fuck? You lost? Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's why I was so tilted at the end. Like we lost.
Why did you lose? I don't.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. What could I've done anything wrong? We threw pretty hard. Like we lost a couple of team fights.
When did it begin? I want to know.
I don't really know. I think about 20 minutes. I don't know.
Because right now it's kind of even. Still even. Oh, I know now. I know now. I think I know. I think I know
We
what's
we
about.
tried to team fight and not.
Right. Right. Oh,
Yeah,
man. See what I mean? See what I
yeah.
mean?
We didn't play for our win condition.
That is it.
Yeah.
And that's the coaching session.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. Okay. Nice.
Nice. Awesome.